Okay, Assalamualaikum. Now that we have learned all three types of adjustments, which are the accruals and prepayment, depreciation, and accounting for accounts receivable, now we can do the question in your past year, in which you need to adjust the trial balance and then prepare the statements of financial position and statements of profit or loss. Alright. So up until now, we have learned all of the adjustment after the trial balance. If you look at our accounting cycles, we have already prepared the trial balance, and then we've learned on how to adjust for the adjustment. In this case, the accruals and prepayment, depreciation and accounting for receivable here. Okay, and then the next step is we need to adjust for the trial balance before we can prepare for any statement, financial statements. Okay, so after the adjustment, we need to adjust the trial balance to reflect the additional items from the year-end transactions. For the adjusted trial balance, then can we prepare the statement financial statement, which are the statements of profit or loss and the statements of financial position. So this is the format for statements of profit or loss. You must follow it to the T. For example, the title must be for the year ended. It cannot be on, it cannot be at, it cannot be in. It must be for the year ended. Bagi tahun berakhir. Maksudnya, ini adalah aktiviti kita sepanjang tahun. From 1st January until 31st December. That's why it's called as a for the year ended. Because the activity applies throughout the year. Okay, so if you look at the format here, the sales, we minus first the sales return, and then we minus also the sales discount, and then you get the net sales, jualan bersih. You must label it to be at net sales so that I can give you some tips. Kemudian net sales tolak cost of goods sold ataupun cost of sales, kita akan dapat gross profit. Net sales tolak cost of sale, dapat gross profit. Okay, so how do we calculate gross cost of sales? Yeah, how do we calculate cost of sales? Okay, kita ada opening inventory, tambahkan dengan purchases, lesskan purchase return dengan purchase discount, awak akan dapat net purchases lah. Kemudian awak tambahkan dengan any other expenses that you incur when you purchase the inventory. Contohnya awak beli barang stok daripada luar negara and you are being charged of import duty, so it will further increase the value of purchases. And then remember the carriage inwards also increase the value of purchases. So bila awak tambahkan semua ni, awak opening stock, tambahkan dengan semua ni, awak akan dapat cost of goods available for sales. Cost of goods available for sales. So tolakkan dengan closing stock, awak akan dapat cost of sales. Cost of sales. So net sale tolak cost of sales, awak akan dapat gross profit. Gross profit. Okay, and then we add any other revenue that you have, such as rent revenue, commission received, interest received, whatever that you have from your trial balance, you just put it in. And then you'll minus all of your expenses, salary, water, and then you have depreciation, the one that you have learned previously, interest on loan, yeah. So awak dah tolakkan gross profit tambah revenue, tolak expenses, awak akan dapat net profit. So this is the format for statements of financial position. Okay, look at the title here as at. So what's the purpose of statement of financial position? Is for us to know the current standing of our financial situation with regard to how much asset do we have and how much liability do we have and how much we have contributed into the business. Okay, so we start off with the non-current asset. List all of your non-current asset. Cost minus the accumulated depreciation, awak akan dapat net book value, dapatkan total non-current asset awak. And then for your current asset, list down all of your available current asset. So in this case, you have accrued revenue, remember the assets, prepaid expenses, the asset. And then if you still recall, we minus the allowance for doubtful debt under the account receivable. Okay, account receivable makna allowance for doubtful debt, awak akan dapat net debt dekat sini lah. And then you get a total asset here. Right, for your owner's equity, capital plus profit, or if you gain loss, tolak loss lah. And then tolakkan dengan drawings. And then list down all of your non-current asset. And then all of your current liability, which includes accrued expenses and prepaid revenue. Jadi total asset awak mesti imbang dengan total equity plus liability. Alright, so we take example from your past years for further clarifications. So I took this from December 2019, and this is in the questions given to you, which they give you a trial balance as at 31st December 2019. And then they give you additional information for you to make some adjustments before you can prepare your financial statement. So apa yang item ada dalam trial balance ni? If you look at the trial balance, alright, and they give you purchase and sales here pada garisan yang sama. But you should have known debit is the purchase amount and credit is the sales amount. Kalau yang returns pula, maksudnya debit ni adalah sales return, ini adalah purchase return. Okay, and they give you the non-current asset together with the last year's accumulated depreciation, the one that they have already provided from the previous years. And then awak ada dua non-current asset yang lain, iaitu 10% long-term investment and then 5% fixed deposits. They give you the revenue here and then all of your expenses. Here you have discounts here. So 1,600 ni adalah sales discount, 900 ni adalah purchase discount. Okay, and then you have bad debt recovered, yeah, loan here, and then you have the opening balance for your allowance for doubtful debt, balance breakdown kita lah. Alright, and then you have the inventory as at 1st January. This is the opening inventory, ya. Nanti kita akan tolakkan dengan closing inventory. Ada drawing lah. So the first additional information says that inventory as at 31st December 2018 was 26,500. So ini adalah closing stock selepas mereka buat stock take. Maksudnya selepas mereka masuk dalam gudang, kira secara manual, didapati bahawa dalam gudang tu masih lagi ada stok yang bernilai 26,500. And then they have also said that the insurance expense is for 1 year starting on 1st July 2018. So here is your inventory. Okay, so here is your inventory. Where is your, inventory lah, insurance. Where is the insurance? Ni, insurance ni. 8,500 ni. Okay, ini adalah untuk setahun yang bermula 1 Julai 2018. So, kita tutup account 31 Disember 2018. So, Julai, kiralah berapa bulan? Julai, Ogos, September, Oktober, November, December, 6 months. So, ini bayaran untuk setahun. Tapi kita sepatutnya record untuk 6 bulan sahaja. Jadi, kita ada prepaid expense. Kita ada prepaid insurance expense. Kita dah terlebih bayar 6 bulan. Number 3, allowance for doubtful debt is to be increased by 1,000. The word by means naik sebanyak. Okay, kalau sebelum ni 2,500, dia naik sebanyak 1,000. Jadi baki baru allowance kita adalah 3,500. Kalau saya ubah ayat, saya kata allowance is to be increased to. Saya tak guna by, saya guna perkataan to. Maknanya daripada 2,500 dia turun kepada 1,000. Jadi kita ada buat pulangan allowance for doubtful debt 1,500. Okay, interest on loan will still accrue for 3 months. So ini ada accrue expense. Fixed deposit was made on 1st October. Ini adalah accrued interest revenue. Ini ada depreciation, cost on carrying value. The word on carrying value means itu adalah residual balance method. On cost adalah straight line methods. So ini adalah drawings Ini adalah prepaid dengan yang lain-lain lah. Alright, so how do we adjust this? Okay, so this is not compulsory. It's just for me to show you what is the double entry for each of the adjustments. So when you want to do your final exam later on, sebelum awak buka awak punya financial statement tu, benda pertama awak kena adjust dulu trial balance. So sebelum awak adjust trial balance, awak kena tahu setiap adjustment ni apa double entry mereka. What are their double entries? Okay, for example, like insurance expense is for 1 year ni. Okay, maksudnya kita bayar untuk 6 bulan saja sepatutnya. But since we already paid for 1 year, so lagi separuh tu is prepaid insurance expense. And you should know, prepaid insurance expense adalah asset. Bila asset, kita debitkan dia. Debit insurance expense, creditkan insurance expense. Okay, allowance for doubtful debt pula increase by 1,000. So, kita ada balance brought down kan? Ini kita punya T account. Ini kita ada balance brought down 2,500. Dia naik sebanyak RM1,000. Jadi, baki akhir kita adalah RM3,500. So, awak debitkan bad debt RM1,000. Awak kreditkan allowance for doubtful debt RM1,000. Okay, untuk yang nombor 3 adjustment tu, accrue for 3 months ya. So, kita pinjam dekat bank. If you look back to your trial balance nanti, kita ada bank loan, 5% bank loan pada kadar RM200,000. So, kalau kita kena bayar interest 5% pada pinjaman RM200,000, setahun saya kena bayar RM10,000. Tetapi dalam trial balance, interest dalam trial balance sebelum ni, kita cuma baru bayar RM7,500. So, kita masih lagi berhutang RM2,500. So, accrued interest expense is a liability. So, it should be on the credit side. So, debit interest expense, kreditkan accrued interest expense. Okay, untuk fixed deposit pula, kita ada 5% fixed deposit ya dalam trial balance tu. So, maksudnya dalam setahun, saya sepatut terima 5% lah. But since we just started the investment 1 Oktober, so kita hanya layak terima untuk 3 bulan, iaitu Oktober, November, December. We only entitled to receive only for 3 months because the investment started on 1st October. So 5% dalam RM30,000 ini interest untuk setahun. Jadi awak proratekan ikut 3 bulan, jadi sepatutnya awak kena terima RM375. But you still haven't received. How do I know we still haven't received? Because dalam trial balance tu tidak ada langsung item namanya interest income ataupun interest revenue, tak ada. Bermaksud tidak lagi kita record apa-apa berkenaan dengan interest revenue. But we supposed to receive it, but we haven't. So this is accrued interest revenue. Dia adalah asset. So debitkan dia, kemudian kreditkan interest revenue. Alright, for depreciation, kiralah kalau on cost, 10% dengan cost RM75,000, 10% dengan cost RM160,000, and therefore you get the respective figure here. Debitkan depreciation, creditkan accumulated depreciation. So for each of the asset, you have different depreciation and different accumulated depreciation. So untuk furniture and fitting, kita gunakan carrying value. So cost tolakkan dengan accumulated depreciation pada awal tahun. Both are in the trial balance ya. Tolakkan dahulu darab dengan 20%. So this year depreciation is 5120, debit depreciation, credit accumulated depreciation. Alright, and then the owner has taken goods worth 700 for personal use and no record has been made in any book. So debit drawings, credit purchases. Debit drawing, credit purchases. And then for this prepayment and accruals, prepaid salary adalah asset, letak sebelah debit. Prepaid water and electricity adalah asset, letak sebelah debit. So kreditnya adalah expense tersebut lah. Accrued advertising expense adalah liability. So credit liability, debitkan advertising expense. Accrued interest income adalah liability. Accrued interest income adalah asset. adalah aset. So awak debitkan accrued rental income, awak kreditkan rental income. Okay, so once you have your journal entry, debit apa, kredit apa, debit apa, kredit apa kan. Macam ni lah. Okay, now you have your double entry here. Then can we adjust for our trial balance? So bila awak nak adjust for trial balance, awak conteng je dekat soalan tu, sumbatlah kat mana-mana. For example that you say that debit prepaid insurance expense. So item debit insurance expense tak ada, prepaid insurance expense tak ada dalam original trial balance kan. So masukkan sahaja prepaid insurance expense sebelah debit 4250. Okay. So awak debit 4250 dekat sini. Kemudian kita kredit ke mana? Insurance expense. So ini account insurance expense kita. Tapi insurance expense sebelah debit kan. So kalau kita kreditkan, bermaksud kita kena tolak lah 4250. Okay, bad debt pun sama ni. Bad debt tak ada dalam original trial balance. Masukkan bad debt 1000 debit. Kemudian awak kredit ke mana? Allowance for doubtful debt. So since allowance for doubtful debt memang dah sebelah kredit, kalau kita kreditkan lagi sekali, kita kena tambahkan dia lah. Okay, seterusnya adalah interest expense, debit interest expense, credit accrued. So cari interest expense ada tak dalam kita punya original trial balance? Ada ya, interest on loan ni, nampak tak? Okay, so debitkan dia 2500, debit dengan debit tambahlah. Kemudian awak pergi buka akaun baru iaitu accrued interest expense, letak sebelah kredit 2500. Untuk accrued interest revenue pula, debit accrued interest revenue sebab dia adalah aset. Kemudian awak kreditkan interest revenue. So buka akaun baru accrued interest revenue 375. Kemudian awak kreditkan akaun baru iaitu interest received, interest revenue lah. Okay, seterusnya kita record semua yang berkaitan dengan depreciation kita. So debit depreciation, debit. So saya buka semua. Kemudian saya kreditkan dekat account accumulated depreciation. Tengok saya kredit. Saya tambahkan ketiga-tiga sekali. Seterusnya adalah debit drawing, credit purchases RM700. So pergi ke account drawing ni, ada ya. So debit drawing, debit dengan debit tambah. Credit purchases, pergi ke account purchases. Debit dengan kredit kita tolakkan dia. Seterusnya adalah account prepaid salary, debit prepaid salary, credit salary. So buka account salary, letak sebelah prepaid. Kemudian awak kreditkan account salary. So debit dengan kredit kita kena tolakkan dia. The same goes for your water and electricity. Kita debitkan water and electricity sebab dia asset. Kemudian kita kreditkan water and electricity. Debit dengan kredit awak tolakkan juga. For advertising expense pun sama. Debit advertising, credit accrued. So cari account advertising. Debit dengan debit tambahlah. So awak tambah 1500. Kemudian credit accrued advertising expense 1500. Okay, untuk accrued rental pula awak debitkan dia. So pergi debit kat sini. Kemudian awak kreditkan rental receive 1200. So now you have the adjusted trial balance. Yang semua ni adalah adjusted trial balance. Awak telah pun adjust with the new additional items and the expense and the revenue has been changed accordingly. Now can we prepare statements of profit or loss? So awak just masukkan sajalah. So statement of profit or loss hanya yang berkaitan dengan account revenue dengan account expenses sahaja. Okay, saya masukkan semua yang saya telah adjust tu mengikut susunan yang betul. Tengok ni. Elok je saya buat, tak ada pening-pening pun. Kemudian less dengan closing stock, mana dapat closing stock ni datang daripada information nombor 1 tu. Yang 26500 tu. Jadi awak akan dapat cost of sales 94,000, dapat gross profit 60,600. And then you look for your revenue. Okay, so my suggestion to you is that bila awak dah masukkan dalam profit, dalam statement profit or loss, dekat trial balance tu awak tick menunjukkan nombor tu telah pun dimasukkan dalam statement profit or loss. Sebab saya nak awak ada fail safe method untuk memastikan semua item dan trial balance telah pun dimasukkan dalam financial statement. So, bila masuk dalam sales, terus tick dekat trial balance. Masuk dalam sales return, terus tick dekat sales return dekat trial balance. Okay. And then you put in everything else. Tengok ni, carriage inward dekat atas, carriage outward dekat bawah. Please be careful. Okay, and then you get a net loss of 35,295. Alright, and then you put in also all of the non-current items minus the accumulated depreciation. Awak dapat net book value lah. Ni tolak ni dapat 128, 75 tolak 22, dapat 52,000, 40,000 tolak 19,000, dapat 20,480. And then tambahkan dengan investment dan current asset awak tu, awak dapat total dan current asset kita 390,980. Okay, kita nak masukkan semua current asset awak. Okay, dah tolong lihat ya. Account receivable kita, selepasnya saya tolakkan allowance for that. It must be deducted right after the account receivable. Awak tak boleh tolak tiba-tiba dekat bawah dia. Sebab kawan dia adalah account receivable. Okay, dapatlah total asset kita 484,855. Okay, so untuk honest equity, masukkan capital. And then since we are making loss, so tolakkan 35295, tolakkan dengan drawing. Masukkan non-current liability awak. Dan juga all of your current liabilities. So you get a total owner's equity and liability of 484,555, which balance to the total asset. Okay, so for your homework, please do the rest of the question in your past year, which is asked in question number 3. Ya, dia ditanya dalam question number 3 ya. So I've done to you in December 2019. I want you to do it right until March 2015, and then I will upload my answer after you have gone through the videos for 2 weeks. Saya akan uploadkan jawapan dalam Google Classroom lah. But what I need you to do is to try it first, and if you have any question, please ask me. So that's the end of this 4th video. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.